Okay, good afternoon. I'm about 4 minutes early here. Oh, I didn't send the tweet out. Here we go. Let's play pinball, everybody. And let me pull up what we're looking at here. I'm not sure if anybody's watching, but that's okay because let me see on my Discord if people can see the screen, what screen they're watching. Okay, good. They're seeing the same screen. Good. So I think I'm broadcasting all over the place. So here we are. Let's look at where the action is. Now, in theory, this is suppressive, but if we look at the value, it's 25 contracts, 50 e-mini contracts they have to sell. So it's not a ton. It's not a ton. But looking over here, it looks like we could dip around this and pop up into here. So it's not a done deal yet. Hey everybody, it's not a done deal yet, but I'm still leaning toward below 80. Now let's take a look at why. Let's take a look at why. Maybe I have something over here that I don't have to. What do I have on this one? I have to go over here. Let's use this. Let's use this dashboard here. Nice and simple. So we have these mean reverting flows from here. So as we go up, they sell, but then as we go down, they buy. Oversimplification, but that's basically the deal. This 50 to 80, we're kind of right on it. And so, in theory, there should be a little selling from here. And now it's just kind of a big fat Greek dance between all this. But again, we were chatting in voice chat for the paid subscribers that 6277.5 ish or below 80 kind of looks like what makes the most sense. We got this support here. We got this 70, which looks unlikely. We got my puppy growling. I don't know if you hear him in the background. Okay, that's market maker gamma. We don't need to see all this stuff, all these points away. So let's just go to 6250 for fun. Let's go a little extra room. 6245. We need to go higher over here. 6305. Change the view a little bit. Okay, so this shows it, and this is market maker gamma. So this is kind of the strength of the hedging response. And you see this has gotten less below 80, like we were saying, we meaning me. Let's kind of tighten up the view a little bit here. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. And so the 75 pin, which was actually a decent probability earlier in the day, still looks likely, or below 80, how far below, and depending if you bought the fly that we were talking about in the morning with a 75 center, you're feeling pretty good about yourself right now. And so let's get some numbers, folks. Pinball is a group sport. So the first question, the 7-7. Okay, we're getting a 7-7. And so 80 is kind of the real question for now. Can we squeeze up through this? I mean, it doesn't look like it. The numbers say no, especially later in the day. These values start to get pretty high. Actually, not crazy high over here, but this whole area is a selling zone. But this is dynamic. You see how it kind of changes? So what kind of fly would we build? Where do we want our center? What would a 70, 75 or 70, 80, 90, something like that? 75, 80, 85. We want to say that it's not going to 80. We're not getting appreciably above it. And I got too much crap technical term in one. Let me try something else. Give me 1 second here. Let's see if we can build something together. We're going to do this. Screw it. I'm going to try doing this here. This is just a tiny little baby Ira that I don't really mess around with. Some old one from a job I had once upon a time for a minute. Okay, so let's see what we could build here. So this is going to be expensive, right? $1.40. So now we gotta go look back at here. A nice tight one playing for under 80. Now this was real cheap earlier. I'm just doing this for fun here. Oh, you can't see the screen. Okay. If we pop over, yeah, if we pop over there, then we can pop 100%. 100%. Let me just change screens here. If we pop over there, we can really pop. And so I just built that here. I mean, 150 bucks, whatever it was. I'm not really worried about it. But decent payoff if we just come back below 80, which I'm kind of thinking will happen. So now let's switch screens back to this. Now I gotta go over here and switch screens here because I'm in more than one place at a time. Multimedia here. Now let me reorient myself. Okay. All right, so let's see where we are. So we're see, even in the morning we had that 80 as a 75 80 as a reversal trigger, but it ain't triggering. Let's see what OD looks like. So yeah, so like Victoria said, if we could, let me just zoom it out a drop. If I do that, it'll rezoom. If we just take a little broader view, I mean, yes, if we break through that, we can kind of slip through the crack over here, so to speak. We can even slip up into here, unlikely, but we could. I'm still betting on this path kind of this way. But we have a low liquidity day, so I mean, would it shock me if we closed here? Kind of in theory, we're not supposed to, but you never know. This is losing its mojo here. This is kind of, another way of seeing what Victoria was saying. We kind of have a drift up to here, and well, it's going to be rough to get through this. But notice how this cloud has thinned out. What happened here? 62.85. All of a sudden, something went bye-bye up there. Customer short calls. This is Gamma. Yeah. All right. So this is kind of moved out of the way. Suddenly, we got a new player in town. Suddenly, we might have a path there, but doesn't look like it as we pull down. Another thing that I sometimes like to do with this, and you can do this on the option that platform, is if I go here, I like to go to Gamma. Now Monday is a tad far away, but let's see where the path is for Monday. The path for Monday is kind of right here. And I've seen more, here's where we are, I guess. I've seen more than once that this kind of helps steer the ship. especially where there are larger positions. Looks like it's trying to sneak through. Looks trying to slip in there. Do I have any pinball bets? Let me look on Twitter and see if anybody is playing. I'm looking on Twitter, seeing if anybody's playing. I don't see any. I don't see anybody putting numbers in there. I see some hearts and I see some. I got live viewers of 202, but I don't see any numbers. Well, that's a participatory sport. I'm asking for your PIN number for the PIN. I'm not asking for the PIN number for your bank account. Oh, and last week's straddle. Remember, been mentioning that. So we're above last week's straddle. That would be 2 weeks in a row that we popped through it. Now it looks like we're eating through that, Victoria. Okay. We got another customer at 94. 88. Yeah, as we kind of chew through all this stuff, and I don't know what happened to the positioning. Whoops, let's see what we got here. Well, that's loading here. See, something happened here. 80s. Sons of a. The 80s left the building. The short 80s, Elvis has left the building. The short 80s have left the building, ladies and gentlemen. Market makers are no longer long. 6280. Well, that removes some of the supportive flows from down there, doesn't it? If we think out loud. But we still have all this stuff from up here. I'm still going below 80. I don't think we get the magnet down to 70. I'm still going below 80. I'm going to take a different dashboard here. See if I can zoom it in right. Okay, look at that. 90 suppressive, but pulling up. Still messing around there, this 80. Drifting back up. Where do you expect it to open Monday? Now we have a whole new game. Wait. That's crystal ball, not pinball. We can play crystal ball later. Are you not entertained, folks? Come on. We can play crystal ball later. Um, Jesus, that's a whole nother guess. And you see the white, so we're free to move around the cabin. No strong hedging response one way or the other. The 80 has left the building. Suppressive over here. Who knows? A magnet down here? I doubt it, but you never know. Here we are slipping into here. So now switching to here. Numbers here aren't very big. The big numbers are down here. 72. So the big numbers are down here. So we can slip. There's that 80. And liquidity is kind of thin today. That just makes pinball even more exciting. Let me see. Do I have any comments in the private chat? No. Meanwhile, Binkus is in the scalping room scalping away. I saw 120 profit. I saw $80 profit. Profit, profit, profit. Oh, we got 12 minutes left. We got a lifetime left to go. We were saying below 80. Let's see if it happens. Oh, and the other thing I'm wondering about is yes, Con. My dog wants attention. I'll give him a. He knows that usually we go out and feed the goats at this time. We're not feed them. We let him out to pasture and he chases them around. You've seen pictures on Twitter. See that? Let's see what that silly little fly is doing. Basically, same price we bought it for. So we need a little more movement. I get better at using all these different. Oh, let's look at this one. Market maker positions. So I don't know if this updated, but if it did, yeah, that's that red we see at down at 70. We see how the 80 is gone. See the suppressive from the 90. The 80 and 85 have pretty much left the building. And if you think this is a cool toy, and it is, and let me just stop screen share for a second. If you think that's a cool toy, Let me put some links in. If I can find them. I'm not great at this tech stuff. I think it's a cool toy. And so there's the discount link. So here's just showing us number of this is market maker, position number. So we're not trying to add gamma or anything. We're just looking at the position number and we can mentally transpose it. And there's that 70 magnet that somebody in the subscriber chat was talking about earlier today. Let's see where we are. Oh, look at that. Look at that, 75. Who would have thunk it? Ooh, now isn't that interesting? Look at how the situation has changed. Look at how the situation has changed. 70 magnet. Here we go. And that was staring us in the face all day. Somebody in the room called it the 70 magnet. Now, let's see. I guess let me want to see something, how this looks. Let's go to what Mentor Q has. Let's do the update because they kind of have some kind of intraday update deal. And they have the same kind of story feature here on the roadmap. I like my stuff because I made it. Okay, so it looks like it's between 70 and 80. That over 80 thing that kind of said was unlikely. Oh, look at this. We got this from over here. Where are we? 72, 75. Trying to fight our way back up. 5 minutes left. That's a long ass time. That's a technical term. Yeah. It's kind of behaving the way we expected it to. Let's kind of tighten the range in even some more. I just want to remind you folks, this red was here all day. It was a tiny little red thing at various points in the day. Now, when these are negative gamma bars, they're kind of bounce. It's funny. It has a similar effect. When these are negative, well, market maker long, customer short, we kind of drift up and then bounce away, but then get pulled back up. But here we have magnets kind of acting the same way, but for a different reason. Magnet pulling us up, we're getting away from here. The magnets were customer long, market maker short. Market maker hedges in the direction of the move when they're short. When market makers are long, they sell into it, but then they buy as it moves away. They sell into it, but then they buy as it moves away. If these bars were flipped the other way. Now, you usually don't get twin magnets like this with this stall feature right here. So it's kind of a little bit of an unusual setup. Let's get to our standard look. This is kind of the view I'm most used to. Yeah, the 80 center fly is looking good now, David. Absolutely. Right between these two magnets, but we got this little extra flow from here. I'm not sure what the delta's up there. I guess might be adding a slight edge to the top side. Just a teeny bit. We got a little bit of support from the 75. So it's market maker. So where the market makers are short, it's a magnet, but where market makers are long, we tend to drift toward if it's close enough, but not reach. So it's unusual to close on a strike where the market makers are long, but we don't really have that right here. So it would be unusual. Come on. There we go. What happened? I got screwed up the view I was looking for. So now we can't. Now these 50 to 80s, look at your option chain and see what those deltas are. And see what these deltas are. We have dancing deltas here, but we got this guy kind of cushioning the move down here. Oh, something just closed. I don't know if you saw that little thing. And for close, that's good because that means I put it in at that price. Oh, 1 o'clock. Pencils down. Pencils down, everybody. Pass your papers to the front of the room. Well, now this is showing. Where were we? 79.35, under 80. The house wins. The house being me, since I was the one that said under 80. And that silly little, where'd it go? I don't know where it went. Or maybe I traded it in a different account. I don't even know it. Well, wherever that thing went, it cashed out nice. Okay, have a happy 4th of July. And for those of you that have been following along with what I'm going to put something in here. I've been talking about launching a few different tiers on Substack. However, Substack doesn't offer that flexibility. So there will be two tiers, the one that we have now and some kind of premium. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to look. Stay tuned for, you'll see announcements on Substack or you'll see announcements on Twitter or whatever. Premium tier will have more intraday updates, more some kind of weekly, at least, I guess we can call it coaching, some kind of semi systematic. No, I don't like to say systematic, but some kind of semi standardized iron condors that are got some PDFs written up, and it'll be an ever evolving process, which is kind of the Zen in me. It's going to flow. And so we'll see how that goes. Watch out for details. Happy 4th of July. Hope everybody made a lot of money. And, and don't forget, it's the brothers' trade. My birthday, July 5th, to my brother's birthday, July 22nd, which is OPEX always. And I always front run it, so front ran it the end of June. But the brothers bullish trade, me and my brother have noticed over the last 20 years, whatever it is, between my birthday and his birthday, the market goes up. So let's see if that holds. Okay, take care, everybody. Happy 4th.